go. Well, good luck with that.
Yes.
Just leave it right over here. I cannot stand on that leg. Somehow, I guess going down a little hill at the house, I can't hardly go downhill. I am dizzy.
Uh-huh. Been dancing too much.
I know better getting up here and trying to find that thing. And this fury. Well, the title of this lesson is The Promise of Restoration. 70 years earlier, it was devastation. Then the prophet is talking about restoration. Isaiah wrote about that, the restoration, 200 years before it come about. I suspect he knows the future pretty good. These two guys were really arguing, over predestination. The Calvinists that in this group were just to extreme. You go to extremes that everything you do is the will of God, or it's foreordained of God to do it that way. And one of them had a piece of chicken. He said that this chicken leg was ordained that I might have it. He dropped it and a dog ate it. The city was kept under siege, and the church and it delivered Adventist year of King Zedekiah. All right, I'll let you just read on it. Ain't doing so good.
The whole Babylonian army under the commander of the imperial guard broke down all the walls around Jerusalem. Nebuzaradan, the commander of the guard, carried into exile some of the poorest people and those who remained in the city, along with the rest of the craftsmen and those who had deserted to the king of Babylon.
But Nebuzaradan left behind the rest of the poorest people of the land to work the vineyards and fields, while the rivers of Babylon were sat and wept when we remembered Zion. This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says to all of those I carried into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon. Also, seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which I have carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. This is what the Lord says: when 70 years are completed for Babylon, I will come to you and fulfill my good promise to bring you back to this place.
For I know the plans I have for you, declared the Lord, plans to prosper you and none to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. In the 37th year of the exile of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, in the year Marduk became king of Babylon, on the 25th day of the 12th month, he relieved Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and fed and freed him from prison.
He spoke kindly to him and gave him a seat of honor higher than those of the other kings who were with him in Babylon. So Jehoiakim put aside his prison clothes, and for the rest of his life ate regularly at the king's table. Day by day the king of Babylon gave Jehoiakim a regular allowance as long as he lived till the day of his death.
All right. See, what man is Jehoiakim? There's two of them, and one of them is, all three of his sons were Josiah's sons. He was really one of the good kings. But just cause Ma and Pa keep up with everything, that he don't allow no grandchildren. So he's made the whole, and then a lot of this lesson is, of course, it begins with Jehoiakim was removed from being the king. He was carried away captive. Probably at the same time, Daniel and three Hebrew children were carried there. And it was because of their idols on every hill, upon every hill, most every street had idolatry on it. And what took place in that, we would almost near it meet the Sodom of Sodom and Gomorrah. It was bad. So Jehoiakim was carried away, and then later, for a while, then they lived. Took captivity off of him, and the king gave him a place at his table. And he put him over something. And well, God does that when Joseph was in Egypt. The Lord, everything that looked bad, the Lord turned it out good. Good. It just does good at the end. I've had people to cheat me out of work and money. And one of them owed, he owned, I believe, 11 houses in New Philadelphia. They were just old houses, but he fixed them up. New siding on them, new windows in them, new doors. And he spent a little money on this old house, two upstairs and downstairs. Two or three people can live downstairs, two or three more upstairs. You're getting a double thing off of. And he cheated me out of some money. Probably $75 or $100 for what I told him I'd do it for. But I appeared there by myself. So I had to work twice as long, but they wasn't with me. And he paid me, did it for one man, see. I knew he cheated me, but I couldn't. Within 5 years, that man had $11 million in a bank. And at 4 or 5 years later, he filed bankruptcy. He knows how to put the money back where it belongs. I guess that's just a lesson to you. Don't steal my money. poor was left behind in Jerusalem, a good portion of it. Take care of the vineyards, take care of the crop, take care of the farm. Don't let just animals take over and things like that. Make it livable, you know, not, they probably had the fear that King Nebuchadnezzar that always over your head. But you know, you pray for people. That's what the Lord commanded to do, to pray for the king and pray for all those that have authority. Jeremiah told us, the same people, the Chaldean, that Jews in the Chaldean land, that you pray for them. If they have peace, you'll have peace. If they're in a turmoil, you're going to be in a turmoil. You'd be inside that thing, and you'd probably be in the eye of the storm. That's not a very good place to be. Let it get away from me somehow. I don't want to done with it. Today's the 30th, isn't it?
29th, Earl. That's our last one.
Right. Set down, it says, seek the peace, also seek the peace and prosperity of the city, to which I have carried into exile. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. No, that you can't do that. You can't do very much when that you got warring things going on all the time, but there's still a whole bunch of nations that they had not conquered. The Bible says that Jacob, you know, he stole Esau's birthright, intended to be Esau, but you see, the blessing that you pray on somebody, it's a permanent thing. It's eternal. The Bible says, whatsoever God does is eternal. He blessed him, that's just what he did. You can sin enough to lose that. But that, you know, that's not, nobody can steal it from you. It's just like people receiving the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost, that man cannot take that away from you. I've known of people that get just calm and appear to be relaxed in the edge of a great storm. He said, in the Psalm 13, I'll get it right, 137 and 1. By the rivers of Babylon we sat and wept when we remembered Zion. A lot of Jews even this present day, the Jews go to the wall of the ancient temple. All the roads are cleaned out, just a big old wall there. And the stones look huge. They made the temple. They fit so close together. Said that most of those stones you couldn't even put a knife blade between them. They fit so close together, and it's fitted that way. But all the hammering took place away from the temple. The hammer wasn't raised on those stones in the temple. They were just made to fit. It fit right in there. Well, I watched this guy doing carpenter work and doing making furniture. It's amazing how they can cut those boards and do all those crews and he don't get excited. You know, I see him do the whole thing before he started testing it out. But he did that before. Jeremiah had prayed for, for several weeks. I'm not sure how long. Daniel prayed for the nation for a long time. And for the 3 weeks that he fasted and prayed, and never drank no water, never eat no food, my understanding of it when they say he was there. But there was a deep, somber sadness over all the Jewish nation that were in captivity. So we hung our harps upon the willow. Said our enemies demanded of us a song. How can we sing in a strange land, strange place? Some of those people that wanted them to sing some of their worship songs that they used to worship God. I think maybe I'd rather sing somewhere else. Nobody make you sing, or maybe it just may come out of you. But God got the glory for it. You know, God had a purpose for them to hear singing, to hear what was going on. Some people were quite interested in Daniel praying. When he prayed, he probably went to at the time, but it was the 3 weeks he prayed. But later they threw him in the lion's den. Now that lion had false teeth that week. The lion wouldn't touch him. I'm just kidding about it. But the angel of the Lord, or the Lord, touched their mouths. They stayed shut. And when they threw all those people that generated this situation, they called Daniel to go into the den with them, or he threw the men, women, children, all they had, threw them all in. Said before they got to the bottom of the steps, they had already eaten on them. Well, there's another prophet who's not named that went to northern Israel. Lord told him, don't drink any water or eat any food when you're in the land. It don't seem like a very hard thing, and definitely just go up there and what you're commanded to do is cry out against the altar. And when Jeroboam was just fixing to offer up on his altar, heathen altar. And he had prophesied against the altar. And anyway, Jeroboam the king, he's first king in northern kingdom, stretched forth his hand against the prophets that seized him. He hadn't stayed out there. He begged the prophet to pray for him, and he did. His hand become normal. But he tried to give him gifts, and give him food and drink and all that. Just take a holiday. We said, look, he endured that test, and he's going down. He had to sleep out of the stars. He went home and started home, and it says he's a prophet. Sometimes I question whether he's not. The Lord told me that you'd stay off with me, and I also a prophet too. The Lord tells you one thing, so I had to tell you something else. The Bible said, let God be true and every man a liar. But anyway, he ate with him, he drank there, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon the old prophet that had lied. I mean, I don't reconcile. I don't know how to how to do that, or what category to put him in, but the Bible said all liars should have the pardon in the lake of fire that burns forever and ever. So he was a liar. You get forgiveness for anything. Anything you know what it is. Adultery, fornication, and all that you get forgiveness for. But to credit the work that Jesus does and did, he's coming from the satanic source that they speak against it. And I know that Dallas Billington, that had a huge church in Akron, the largest Sunday school in the world at that time. He was an old common preacher. The Lord had raised him up. He worked in a rubber shop. Church got going good, and I guess he quit. But it had hundreds of people coming there. I think they were running right around 2,000 people at the service. And he wrote columns in the paper, whole page sometimes, throwing off on Pentecost. I mean, he loved to do that. Didn't have nothing else to write about. But, you know, a lot of times people are wrong. God hadn't given you a life to just, you know, to discredit them, call them a fool. We've got to give an account for every word that proceeds out of our mouth. I'll let the Lord take care of that one. Glad to see Dale and his wife here this morning. A few people sing. I'm sure that Brother Sam will give you a chance. In the 11th verse, it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plan to give you a hope and a future." All the future's in his hand anyway. All the present in his hand. And past is not, he sees the past, the present, the future all at one time. We can't do that. We just get a little part here, a little part there. We tell how big the elephant is and how big a pig is or something, but we don't go very far. But he sees it all from the beginning. Anybody want to comment? I just felt like somebody needed to say a word. And he said, "I know that." That's it right there. Anyway, the king of Babylon saved Jehoiachin, and there was Jehoiakim, and another one, I can't, the three sons, Zedekiah. There's one more besides, and one more. And after Jehoiachin was carried into captivity, set up Zedekiah to be the king, and he rebelled against Babylon. Jeremiah come on the scene, was giving the message that surrender and would serve him. And he didn't forgive him for that trespass he did. But he fought to the very end, 11 years, before they finally took Jerusalem. He took him, I can't think of the name of the town he took him to now. And he punched out his eyes while he first killed his son before him. Then he punched out his eyes. And he went to Babylon, blind man. Boy, eyes are so important. It's thank the Lord that I'm able to see. I'm able to look around. I'm able to see things. I may not see as good at one time as I see. Nothing like going home. And God promised us, You're going to go home one day. 70 years accomplished. Near the very end that Daniel put in this 3-week fasting and prayer. He knew the time was right in the book. 70 years had come, but that don't mean God's going to give it the first 5 minutes. Still in the 70th year. And Daniel saw kings and kingdoms. In fact, all the kingdoms that come upon the earth, he really saw us. We just an extenuation of Rome in a lot of respects. A lot of the laws, a lot of things they said and did that we do them. Because after it got down to the iron and clay, after that, down to the feet part of that image, that was all of it. It wasn't no more. That's all he saw in the vision. Brother Sam, get 33, 3 through 8. Jeremiah 33, 2 through 8.
Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. For thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, concerning the house of this city, and concerning the house of the kings of Judah, which are thrown down by the mounts and by the sword. They come to fight with the Chaldeans, but it is to fill them with the dead bodies of men, whom I have slain in my anger and in my fury, and for all whose wickedness I have hid my face from this city.
See, they were so deep in idolatry that said every hill had an idol temple, or some grove or something that represented that heathen religion. And really, all as far as I know, those places had prostitution going on. They went in fellowship with that. They were fleshly minded. Then I got a note in here that I wrote it down. There's a lot of times that you only got work all day. You know, the day worked on the ship, and had to go stand the midnight shift, 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and really ain't got much sleep in there before that. Yes, have to. Well, anyway, got the boats or other where they don't belong. But anyway, I was steering the ship, and I went to sleep standing on my feet. Woke up there, it was off about 8 or 10 degrees. I never said nothing over, they wouldn't. They never caught it. And I would like to went home back then, went to bed. But now I just sleep here with Sam preaching.
Somebody's got to do it.
That's right.